she came into the world in chains. Her first cry echoed off stone walls, her mother's arms trembling, not from joy, but from the cold of the cell that surrounded her. In 1874, inside one of England's most notorious women's prisons, a baby was born. Her name was Eleanor Grace, but history never called her by that name. They simply called her the prison baby. Victorian London was a city of contrasts, where the wealthy dined by candlelight and the poor fought rats for scraps. In the heart of that world stood Newgate Prison, a place where hope rarely survived the night. It was here that Mary Grace, a 22-year-old laundress, was sentenced for theft, stealing a loaf of bread, a blanket, and a silver spoon. The crime? Survival. The punishment? 2 years hard labor. And when the cell door closed, Mary was already 6 months pregnant. They gave her no doctor, no proper bed, just a straw mat on the cold floor. Guards refused to look at her, as if birth itself was an inconvenience to the system. The matron wrote in the record book, "One female infant delivered alive, mother stable, child frail. No name, no future. Just ink on paper." Infants born in prison weren't prisoners by law, but the walls didn't care. Eleanor spent her first months surrounded by the rhythm of chains, the coughs of dying women, and the distant sound of a church bell that tolled for others' freedom. Mary did her best. She wrapped her child in scraps of old uniforms. She sang lullabies between labor shifts. But every rule was a reminder. No affection during work hours. No idle talk. No crying beyond curfew. The guards called the baby Little Grace. Other inmates whispered blessings over her. They believed she was born cursed, a child of sin, born to serve a sentence that was never hers. At 9 months old, the order came. Children born in prison were to be removed, sent to foundling homes or workhouses. Mary begged to keep her. She offered to take double shifts, even isolation, but the matron's answer was cold. Black quote, "This is no place for a child." That morning, a carriage came for Eleanor. Wrapped in an old wool blanket, she was taken beyond the iron gates for the first and last time. Mary never saw her again. The Lambeth foundling home was supposed to save her. Instead, it starved her slowly. Hundreds of abandoned or illegitimate children filled its halls. Brie. Milk was watered down. Blankets were shared between 3. And love was forbidden. By age 3, Eleanor was underweight and sickly. By age 4, she could barely walk. Her name was erased from the register, replaced with a number, Child 47. And just before her 5th birthday, the matron recorded one final note. Black quote, "Deceased. Cause, fever." No burial record. No grave marker. Just a blank page in history. A century later, a historian named Clara Bennett uncovered Eleanor's file while researching women's prisons. One page caught her eye, a birth certificate stamped, Newgate Prison, 1874. Beside it, in fading ink, a note written by Mary herself. "Finally, if anyone finds this, tell her I loved her." End of blog post. Peaceful bathe softens, especially emotionals. A pause. That note never reached Eleanor, but it reached us. Some lives leave behind monuments, others just whispers in the dark. Eleanor Grace never saw freedom. She was born in chains and died before she ever felt the world beyond the walls. But through the pages of history, her story reminds us of a truth often forgotten, that even in the coldest corners of humanity, love still tried to survive. Here, if you believe her story deserves to be remembered, share it, because history only lives when we tell it. Share it.